After our pitch, we have looked at the survey results were. This meant that we can now look at the responses that we have gained and then change our ideas if need be. So, this video will go through the questions asked and what we think of the responses and if it will change our ideas. First question asked was, what are your first impressions of the band? This got really good reviews saying that they appeal to the genre fan base and that they fit the genre, which is indie. One person liked the fact that there were different ages, and although that they had an unusual image. I think that it's more positive of making them look quirky, and people always remember quirky looking people like Michael Jackson, Lady Gaga and Slipknot. We only had one bad response, which was saying that they weren't original, which if you look at it isn't really that bad since they are a cover band and they strive from being unoriginal. So from this data we've decided that we aren't going to change anything about the band as people like them. Second question was, what do you think of the song? Positives were that no one said that it was bad or terrible. 7.14% though said it was okay, which only equates to one person. Over half thought that the song was good and 35.71% thought it was very good. So looking at the figures, we're not going to change the song because 92.85% of people thought that the song were good or very good. Which moves on to the third question, what style of video do you think is the best for this song? It brought up some interesting data. Originally we wanted a performance style video but opened it up to our audience to see what they thought was a better idea. We gave three answers for them to choose: performance, narrative or a hybrid of the both. Nobody answered narrative, which we thought was a positive as the band pretty much rely on people booking them out for gigs, etc. So we would need to be on the video to promote them, so the video can act as like an advertisement tool. The result for the other two were rather close. 42.86% of the group said that they would prefer to see a hybrid video, and the majority said that they wanted a solely performance video, which was originally intended to use due to getting the band airtime on the video so that they can be like advertised as a cover band. So they can play like functions and wedding bands and things like that. The fourth question was, what do you think to the location? Bad, good or appropriate? The good news was that nobody put bad, so we can use some initial ideas of the area in Sheffield and the rehearsal spaces, etc. Like we first planned, nearly 3/4 of the people we asked said that the locations were appropriate, which a really great response, so that we can carry on with some of the locations in Sheffield. The other 28.57% of people said that we were good locations, which again is positive, and this makes us feel like we're on the right track, so we'll carry out some research on where exactly we'll would like to film. We did ask this in the survey, where a lot of people said Devonshire Green, some pubs, clubs and gigs, the norm really, but Devonshire Green we'll look into. We then asked for a lot of qualitative data so that we could get to know what the audience wanted, not just to clarify if we were heading in the right direction with the band and the song and everything else that we use quantitative data for. We asked what editing they'd prefer to see and expect to see so that we could start to plan what shots that we'd need to get the correct coverage to make the editing ideas reality. From this we got very indie shots like mid close-up junk cuts and lots of fast cuts. These were some ideas that we already had, so this makes us feel like we can create this and make it fit the audience's idea and fit with the genre. We also asked what iconography they'd expect, and it was a typical guitars, mics and drums like we expected it would be. We've seen some videos in the same genre that are in black and white, so we opened it up to the audience if they thought that it would be a good idea shooting ours in black and white, and the overall response was a resounding no. So we've nipped that idea in the bud and just going to keep it all in colour. Finally, we asked if there were any more ideas for us to consider. We had some good responses, like make sure the band are wearing the normal clothes, like we said, but not too mismatching, so that they can still be recognised them as a band and not just a few people that we brought in from a bus stop. Another idea that was a good idea is to try and consider to make it as opposite as Arctic Monkeys as possible and to make them look more original, but that would mean totally narrative video, which would like contradict the data we collected earlier in survey, so I don't think we'll take that one on board, even though it is a really good idea. Overall our feedback was positive experience and we feel like we're on the right track.